Good afternoon. I am Vanessa Thomas with the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by TN Tech, the power to make it work. In the headlines, National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines quashes talk that TNT borders are to close again. Unvaccinated security detail are told to stay away from the president. Caribbean Airlines records higher demand for flights out of Trinidad and Tobago than in. And internationally, life expectancy in the U.S. declined by a year and a half during 2020. And now the news in detail. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines yesterday quashed fake news on social media, which alleged that the borders of Trinidad and Tobago are going to close again. The erroneous announcement, also shared several times via WhatsApp, alleged that the borders are about to be shut again because of the prevalence of a deadly new strain of COVID-19. The fake news said the borders would therefore be closed again and will not be opened until 2022. Hines, in his capacity as National Security Minister, said that he was not aware of any such development. President Paula May Weeks is taking all precautions to protect herself and her elderly mother from the COVID-19 virus. She has even gone as far as requesting that unvaccinated members of her security detail should not be permitted to get close to her or her 92-year-old mother, Phyllis Weeks. According to news reports, all unvaccinated workers were being transferred from the president's house. Meanwhile, the president's communications advisor, Cheryl Lala, says the instruction was not given in a dogmatic manner. Both the president and her mother received their first dose of a COVID-19 vaccine at the Diego Martin Health Center on April 6th and received their second on June 7th. Caribbean Airlines Limited records a higher demand in bookings for flights going out of Trinidad and Tobago than coming in, 1 week after the borders were reopened since being shut last year March to control the spread of COVID-19. Dion Lagore, head of corporate communications at the state-owned airline, said on Wednesday the airline has been operating with fewer flights. She said most of the flights are booked by people traveling out of TNT. Although CAL is operating with fewer flights, Lagore said the airline is still working on filling the gap in the region. International news: life expectancy in the United States declined by a year and a half during 2020, according to health officials. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data showed the average U.S. lifespan dropped from 78.8 years in 2019 to 73 years in 2020. Research said the pandemic was mostly to be blamed for the decline, with record-high drug deaths also noted as a contributing factor. The data comes amid a resurgence of COVID-19 cases across the U.S. Hospital rates are also on the rise, with daily deaths now almost 50% higher than last week, according to officials. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street 919 FM and online Facebook and YouTube, sponsored by TN Tech, the power to make it work. Recapping the headlines: National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines quashes talk that TNT borders are to close again. Unvaccinated security detail are told to stay away from the president. Caribbean Airlines records higher demand for flights going out of Trinidad and Tobago than coming in. And internationally, life expectancy in the U.S. declined by a year and a half during 2020. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas. Aisha Wells, she's up next.